Booker T and Brad Gilmore.
Boom! Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. I'm Booker T, 6-time world champ, 2-time Hall of Famer, coming to you from ESPN 97.5, 925. Always got my man Brad Gilmore here with me, as always, man. Doing it big. My right hand, man. My Robin to my Batman. That's who he is, man. He's always got the utility belt, always ready to throw something out there and make it happen. But as well as I would thank all of you guys, the listeners, man, for making this thing happen. Stepping inside the Hall of Fame, getting your champagne wishes, caviar dreams. I'm a little hoarse, man. I'm a little hoarse coming off of Vengence Day, man. Vengence Day was off the hook, man. But we got a little Vengence Day going on ourselves this weekend. We'll get into that in a minute. But Brad, how you doing, man? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good, Book. I'm doing good. I enjoyed watching NXT Vengeance Day. I enjoyed watching a little bit of the Grammys last night. Did you watch any of the Grammys? They did a 50 years of hip hop celebration, which I thought was kind of cool. You know, they had LL up there and Queen Latifah, and they, you know, a lot of the legends celebrating 50 years.
I see Beyonce. She made some history too, right?
31 Grammy Award wins, the most decorated artist in Grammy recording history. Also from Houston, Texas. I always had to throw that out about Beyonce. You know what? We had a lot of great people from H-Town in the building. You know, you also had Lizzo. Yeah. Lizzo had a great performance. And in her song, I never heard this record before, but in the song, she even says, I remember riding down Bissonnette. You know, and I'm like, that's a real H-Towner. If you throw out a Bissonnette reference, I know right where you're from.
Yeah, I went took my car to the shop a couple of days ago because I had like one of my tires was leaking, and dude goes, man, Manny Fresh, you know, he was looking at your car, man. He was real interested, you know. So me and Manny Fresh, we actually live not too far from each other, and I think we ran into each other once at Kroger one time, and that's it. You know, it's crazy.
Manny Fresh, man, had a lot of hot records. Yeah. I mean, he's responsible for a lot.
Yeah.
But Beyonce was snubbed for album of the year, and people are really hot about it. Book. They were mad.
Yeah.
You know, Harry Styles won it. Do you have any comment about Beyonce losing the album of the year? Did you listen to the Beyonce album?
No, I didn't. See, I'm not too deep. I mean, Beyonce, I really love Beyonce as far as, you know, what she's done for the music industry, you know, and you know, putting H-Town on the map. But I just always thought Beyonce could have been like so much bigger. You know, she got caught up in that hip hop movement, which, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. But I just thought she was an R&B queen, and she really could have, you know, filled that void, you know, for R&B that, you know, we don't have these days. You know, that's just my opinion. You know what I mean? But but I'm happy for all the success.
What do you think, though, about this weekend? We got Super Bowl. Stephen A. got into a little trouble comparing Beyonce and Rihanna, but Rihanna's going to rock the Super Bowl. I'm excited. You know, this might be controversial because I'm an H-Town representative. I might like Rihanna just a little bit more. I think Rihanna's got a little bit more of the jams. For me.
Well, you know, Rihanna going to throw down. You know what I mean?
She gonna bring it.
She gonna bring it, man. And she can sing too. Ain't nothing wrong with you know, that Super Bowl package that we gonna see. You know, up Sunday.
She hot like that Cholula green, dog.
It will be that package. Trust me.
I mean, come on, man. Hottie biscotti, right?
Hey, man, I'm serious, man. No, I'm serious. You know, give her props. Take nothing away from Beyonce. Nothing away from Beyonce.
No, nothing. We're not even comparing the two.
She gonna bring that fire, man. Yeah, I'm serious.
Yeah, but yeah, so there's a lot went on over the weekend, but I'm excited. I've been excited to get into the Hall of Fame because of this show we got coming up at the end of February, or end of this week, February the 11th. Here's what I'm most excited about. I mean, there's a lot of things on that court I'm excited about, but it's going to be headlined by a match that we're the only really independent wrestling company in all of Texas that can put on a match like this. This is, of course, steel cage match. Will All Day, Cam Cole for the very last time is what I'm hearing. There's no mas after this. It has to be a declared winner between this long-standing feud. And the cage book, did you enjoy working at a cage?
No, I didn't.
No.
No, I didn't. That was place that I felt like I was out of my comfort zone. You know, a lot of things I couldn't control. You know, as far as whether I was going to get hurt or not, injured. Perhaps because bouncing out that cage is very very unforgiving. For me, elimination chamber match. First one in WWE of that era, I guess. It was
First one.
it was good God, it was like working in hell. There's no way you cannot get hurt. It was one of those type of deals. So for me, those type of matches for guys that like pain freaks, um, got something to prove, to the world, to themselves, you know, looking to leave a mark, and that's just not that's literally and figuratively uh, on the business. But nah, man, when those guys go in that cage, man, I give them props, man, because they're willing to go out there and do something that I really wasn't willing to go out there, just throw caution to the wind inside that cage, like a lot of these guys.
So, do you think we're going to see caution thrown to the wind from Will All Day and Cam Cole?
I mean, Will all day he's a kid that's always wanted to jump off something. That wasn't me, you know what I mean? Cam Cole, he's a little bit more subdued, a little more docile, and he's not going to be willing to, go that far, but he's going to be willing to take it to the street. That's what I like about Cam Cole. So it's going to be good, as well as it's going to be like a double main event show because everybody knows it's all over the internet. Ivy Niles will be making her way inside the reality of wrestling World Gym Arena, and she'll be taking on truly the next, and I'm talking about the next, Roxanne Perez, and we talking about Promise Braxton, Stone Cold, killer, you know what I mean? That's gonna put that scope on you, you know what I mean, right on your chest, and bing, like Patterson used to say, man, it's gonna be that match is gonna be something special, and for me to be able to give this opportunity to a young Promise Braxton who has worked so hard at reality of wrestling over this last 2-3 years.
Yeah, something like that, maybe three,
Yeah,
3 years.
3 years. Yeah, and to get this opportunity, I know she's going to be, on her A game. I know she's going to go out there and she's going to bring the noise. But for me to work with the next generation, the future talent at WWE as well, you know what I mean, with in an Ivy Niles. That's my that's my passion. That's why I do my best work. I think working with young people and trying to guide them, along this journey, that I love so much. You know what I mean? And I'm still like living my best life right now. I'm totally content where I am right now. So for me to see something like this come together is so awesome, and I appreciate Shawn Michaels and the WWE for giving me this opportunity to, let one of my young talent in reality of wrestling shine, because I hope to see her in the WWE one day. One thing about reality of wrestling, we're not like a lot of independent companies. We're not like a lot of places out there. Talent that come through reality of wrestling, our goal is to get these guys to the next level. Okay. And that is to a point to where they're making some money in their pocket, a place to where they're, getting a plane ticket and they're traveling around the world and seeing it all. My first trip, when I had never been on a plane before in my life. I had never left the state of Texas, and I'm on a flight on my way to Tokyo, Japan, Narita Airport, the first time. And it was an experience that I cannot even really explain to you guys what it meant to me and the life lesson that I learned from it, being a kid that didn't graduate from high school, a kid that had went to prison and then found himself in Tokyo, Japan, wrestling in front of thousands of people. I'm gonna tell you right now, that's what reality of wrestling's goal is to take these young people, these young men and women, to a higher place. And like I say, I appreciate everything WWE did to help me get that done. We got to take a break, and we're going to talk about the ramifications the pitfalls that come along with, trying to do something good. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute.
Will Allday versus Cameron Cole. Texas champion versus reality of wrestling champion. Years in the making. Ex-best friend versus ex-best friend. I know what I'm getting into. I know you're one of the most exciting, high-flying wrestlers in the business today. And for every punch you have, Will, I know the counter punch. Long ago, the years where we used to train together, and I remember every move. I remember everything in your arsenal, Will. So what is it gonna take? You see, for me, I'll do whatever it takes, and you're gonna find that out, Will.
Will Allday versus Cam Cole once again. But this time it's gonna be different. It's not gonna be best friend versus best friend now. It's not gonna be me looking in your eyes knowing that at the end of this, we just wanna see who the better man is. Yeah, let's talk about that match. And Cam, I knew getting into the ring with you then how good you were. Cam, I know now that you're even more dangerous. But Cam, you strayed. Ever since you and I faced in that last match, a year ago, something changed. And you started walking down this dark path where you would do anything to win, Cam. And you know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like weakness.
Can you dig it, sucker?
You're listening to the Hall of Fame. Here's Booker T and Brad Gilmore.
Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, guys. We doing it big. And it's all about the people. Just had to throw that little baby face plug in there. No, man, I just want to talk about there again, guys. If you anywhere, near the surrounding areas of Houston, Texas City, come Saturday, the 11th, Booker T World Gym Arena, 10,000 Emmett F. Lowry Expressway. Guys, come on down and have some fun. Have a cold one. Have a cold one on me. One cold one for everybody in there. Everybody get one sip. That's what that's all about. But it's gonna be some really, really good action. Like Brad said, cage match. Cam Cole, Will all day. That match is gonna be definitely off the chain. But Ivy Niles versus Promise Braxton. That one right there is I got waiting and anticipating that matchup. Just because I'm gonna be right there ringside, man, because I happen to manage Promise Braxton. So this is gonna be a barn burner. But the thing is, there again, like I was saying, you try to do something good, and immediately we posted that Ivan Niles was going to be coming to Reality of Wrestling, and we we're going to be giving the wrestling world, the independent wrestling world, a match that they can't see anywhere else between Ivy and Promise Braxton. That's what we were talking about. And then immediately after we post that, stories start just popping up on the internet, pretty much saying that Reality of Wrestling, I mean, in quotation, Reality of Wrestling is partnering with the WWE. And that right there, for me, if you get that, as a journalist from someone in the WWE, okay, fine. But if you see a print, an advertisement of someone being at a show, and then you formulate your own thought and create your own story, that's when the embellishment becomes something totally different. That's when the embellishment becomes blatant, outright lying. Okay, and I'm just being frank here. And I think it was Wrestling Observer Brian Alvarez who posted that Reality of Wrestling was partnering. And now he didn't call me and get that quote from me. Okay. No one called me from Wrestling Observer and said, "Hey, Booker, you guys partnering with," and they could have even said partnering. If I would have said, "Yeah," I would have been, they could have printed it. You know what I mean? But no one called me, and I'm sure no one called the WWE. And that's where things get cloudy. And I just want to just put it on record and say, I asked a favor for, NXT talent, someone who is one of my favorite, Ivy Niles, to be able to come to Reality of Wrestling and get in the ring with someone who I think perhaps may have next level potential. And I was granted that wish. I appreciate that. But when people there again, like the Brian Alvarez's who want to be journalists, just go out there and start printing stories for there again, someone like Shawn Michaels got to answer questions that should not even be a question because someone just made up. That's what I mean. So I just feel like I just had to put that out there. Brad, you want to?
I totally understand. And I, like you, actually, I'll be honest with you. When I was scrolling through social media, I was kind of shocked to see that the headline saying that reality wrestling and WWE entered into a partnership together. I was like, "What? This is news to me. How come nobody told me about this? I would have loved to have known about this." But yeah, then I saw the Brian Alvarez tweet. I guess to put this all in perspective, Brian Alvarez said right after we posted our graphic promoting Ivy Niles is going to be at Inside the World Gym Arena, and you said to tweet out, the reality wrestling account said to tweet out. About 30 minutes thereafter, we see a story that Brian Alvarez is breaking on Twitter saying WWE is going to start allowing NXT talent to do certain independent dates.
Okay,
right?
so stop right there. Stop right
Okay.
there. Now that's something that Brian Alvarez reported 30 minutes after we put that story up. Okay, now this is a story that he's creating on his own. All right, now this is a story. This is a narrative that he's created that WWE is going to start, letting independents, use their talent. Okay, let's move on.
Okay. And then after that tweet, he follows that up now right there. And I think he said big news, something like that. And the internet started running with it, right? Oh my God, they're going to start using, man, are they doing this to compete with AEW? Because AEW is doing these house shows now. Oh, wait, AEW lets independent talent and da-da-da-da-da. All these stories and these narratives start going. And then his next tweet was they're starting with Booker's Reality of Wrestling.
So now he's reporting his own story as well. He's this is breaking news that he's putting out right now as well. So he created the narrative and then he added to it at the same time. This right here is what I mean. When I see these press scrums, we have guys like this in there, they're a disgrace to the actual real journalists out there that's really doing real work and creating real stories as far as I'm concerned. Because like I say, that kind of story can literally make people think something totally something that's not going on there again. And it's all because someone want to be the first one to break a story, the first one to get a click, so I just wanted to put it out there. Ivy Niles, Promise Braxton, that's going to be something that no one can see anywhere else. And it's all due to trying to get our young talent to the next level. That should be the story, I think, more than anything, other than, what we're talking about.
Well, and again, and people might be listening. Well, it's like, well, Book Brad, why would you be upset about, y'all being reported, y'all have a partnership? That would be a great thing. Well, no, it's not. It's not that we're upset by it, but it is a misrepresentation of the facts. And the last thing I want the powers that be at WWE to be like, it's like, oh man, these reality wrestling guys are running their mouth like we have a partnership with them or something like that. We never did that. Not that they would even think that, but just from a PR standpoint, you don't want to think that you're engaging with a company that's trying to use your name in the wrong.
It's very simple. It's very, very simple. You don't do that unless it's true.
There you have it.
I mean, that's as simple as that. You don't do that unless it's true. Everybody know it.
Right.
It's just that simple. That's not something you play around with, and for me, I'm trying to do something good as far as there again, give my young talent a chance to work with someone who's at a level higher than them, and hopefully one day they could be there at the same time, just to get that little rub. For someone like Promise, who has there again in reality of wrestling worked so hard to represent that Diamonds division. I'm telling you, man, she deserves it more than anything. And it's a lot of talent at reality of wrestling is going to benefit from an Ivy Niles being there, like a Cam Cole and a Will All Day, all those guys on the roster coming up this weekend, just from this attention, they're gonna benefit from it. But they got to go out there and they got to show up and they got to show out. So I appreciate all the attention that we've been getting, but I just wanted to make sure that people knew exactly what this thing was all about, opposed to people just creating a narrative like WWE is doing this, and it really wasn't about WWE. It was about the young talent that we could try to create.
And you know what this whole thing kind of reminded me of, to a lesser extent, because it didn't spread like wildfire like this last story that I'm about to bring up did. Remember, like, when the quote-unquote wrestling journalist brought up that WWE had sold in the middle of the night to Saudi Arabia. It's a done deal. They're taking the company private. Vince is going to be back as head of creative. Like, this was reported by somebody who said they had inside information. They had the blue check. They had the whole thing, right? And it turns out to be completely fabricated. And to me, like you said, Sean was asked a question about it in the Vengeance Day press scrum. And I'm not sure who asked the question. It may have been like a Sean Ross Sapp or something like that. But whoever asked the question actually was doing journalism. There was a rumor out there. Hey, can you clear this up? Is this true? And then boom, you can address it right there straight from the source. Not do this weird subtweet thing. I'm going to tweet out stuff and act like it's true. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. 100%.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Yeah.
But it is annoying. It's annoying when you try to do, like you said, you're doing something for the students and then people turn it into this bigger thing than it is.
Yeah. My name is attached to it, and
right.
And people want to comment, of course, and make it something that is not. My thing is tune in and watch it. If you check us out on YouTube when you finally get a chance to see this, and hopefully you'll like it more than anything. The reality of wrestling, I can't stress enough that we are a little different. We're not trying to hoard talent at reality of wrestling. If our guys are good enough to get up out of there, get up out of the house, man, and goes, get their own jobs and their own apartments. That's what we want at reality of wrestling. It's a little different, and that's what makes it so good. Stick around, guys. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute.
Have you ever thought about training at the Reality of Wrestling facility? Well, I could tell you all about it, or I could let our students do that for you.
Hi, my name is Dominic Marchese. I've been training at Reality of Wrestling for 5 months. If I could give anybody a piece of advice, it'd be stay consistent.
Hello, my name is Kyrie Stanberry. I've been training here for about a year now. Some advice is be yourself, stay consistent, most importantly, have fun.
I'm John Kilpatrick. I've been training here about 2 weeks now. Any advice I had to give would probably be cardio and bring it in intensity every day.
Hi, my name is Julian Marino. I've been training for about 7 months, and the advice I can tell you is to leave your ego at the door, bring a notebook, and be prepared to learn.
Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. Look at that. Julian Moreno. That was like one of those hostage negotiation videos. Look like he's trying to read his own name.
Surprised he didn't hold the newspaper up to prove that.
I was serious.
I also want to say, look, for the others just joining us here on ESPN 975, 92.5, if you're just joining us live on YouTube, we were talking about how NXT was gracious enough to send us Ivy Niles to participate in this Saturday's event from the World Gym Arena, 10,000 M&F Lowry Expressway, limited tickets available at realitywrestling.com. But this isn't the first time, too, that NXT has done this for reality wrestling. If, again, as favors at time, if you say, hey, can I, I'm trying to do something for this show, we're trying to make it special, can you blah, 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 they'll do it. Because remember, we had the Last Stand Battle Royal and Cassius Ohno was a part of that one. Back when he was big on NXT television. Yeah,
Usos actually came through as well, blessed reality.
Michael Cole did commentary.
Exactly. Michael Cole did commentary. Yeah, so no, this is nothing new, man. It's just the internet now has just gotten to a point to where it's just so fake. you know, and that's the only word I can really use for it. Is fake. You know, I mean, just like when, you know, people report stories on me in reality of wrestling, instead of putting the full quote out there, they make up something just to get people to look at it, to make it sound like something, just to make it feel a certain way. And I'm like, wow, man, people are just so toxic these days, man. You got to know who to trust, man. You know, you really do. You got to really know who to trust, man. And for me, I never was one of these people that, you know, wanted to hate on the journalistic world. I just never wanted to do that. I never want to, you know, put these reporters in the you know, one barrel and just call them all fake. I really don't want to be that guy. But I'm telling you, man, I'm getting so close, man. I'm getting so close to calling all journalists, especially on this independent scene, let's just say that, just fake news. And I hate even using that term.
No, I hear you. Yeah, there are definitely good ones out there, but the thing about it is, well, first of all, there's a debate, and I'm sure some people are going to get mad at this, but like, there's a debate to where what is journalism? You know what I mean? Like, what is it? Is it reporting the facts with objectivity? Is it adding your own editorial to it? Like, I don't know. It's such a vague term. So when you say, okay, a wrestling journalist, well, what does that mean? Do you report on the matches that happen and the wins and losses of the results? Are you reporting on the storylines? Are you talking about contract negotiations? Are you talking about backstage heat? Like that story last week where we talked about Brock Lesnar has heat backstage. To me, that is not journalism. That is gossip, right? They used to have this thing called Page 6, right? That's like Page 6 gossip, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm not disrespecting whoever wrote the story, but I'm saying that is not a journalistic story. That is rumor and gossip. Now, again, whomever asked Sean the question in the press conference, whoever did it, I think it was Sean Rassat, but I could be wrong. That was them following their journalistic duties of, there's a rumor out here. I'm asking for your clarification because you, Shawn Michaels, would be the person to know. To me, I consider that journalism. Now, if somebody goes and runs, like I just typed in Booker T into the Google search and I hit the news platform, right? And I'm like, okay, I wonder, like, what are the stories that are up here for Booker T? Now, there's a story that says Booker T comments on whether he's interested in wrestling at WrestleMania, right? Now, the headline there to me is it's more of a gossipy headline, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I gotta click that to see if Booker's gonna wrestle at WrestleMania. Does Booker want to wrestle at WrestleMania? To me, that's gossipy. But then when there's a story like Booker T requested to work with this WWE star in the Royal Rumble, I say, okay, yeah, we actually talked about that. That is actually a real thing. That's a real story. You see what I'm saying? Like the difference is?
Yeah. I totally understand. No, I totally understand. It just, like I say, it's, I don't know. It's gotten to a point now to where some of the news stories, you know, seem like they're just, you know, talking about them just to talk about them, you know, making them up just to make them up. I don't know. I just don't want to get caught up in the weeds as far as, no, I'm talking about.
No, I'm sorry. I just read another headline. 5 wrestlers that WWE legend Booker T loves and 5 he hates.
Well, since when? Wait a minute. Did Sports Keita put that up?
It's not Sports Keita. It's not Sports Keita.
I'm like, man. I mean, I don't hate anybody.
You want to know who you love and hate?
Yeah. I need to know who I love and hate. Please.
This is great. I love this. All right, number 10. Booker T loves Roxanne Perez. Okay, I can get down with that. Okay. Number 9. Booker T doesn't love Sammy Guevara.
I like Sammy Guevara. Shit, he's one of my boys.
Let's see. Number 8. Booker T loves The Undertaker.
And The Undertaker, we boys.
Right. And you need like what is it? The Godfather to your kids?
Yeah.
Okay, I consider that love. All right, here's an interesting one. Number 7. Booker T doesn't love Sting.
I love Sting. What are you talking about? I've never had a problem with Sting one day in my life. If I see Sting today, we're gonna give each other a big hug, and he's gonna go Booker, and I'm gonna go Stiga. That's what we're gonna do when we see each other, and we do that every time. It's
Oh wait, this gets better. Oh, it gets better.
Nothing but love for Steve. Go ahead.
All right, Booker T loves Stevie Ray, his brother.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now. Me and my brother probably got he did Steve and I.
Okay, but he's family. We love Stevie.
Family's different.
Number 5, Booker T does not love Stone Cold Steve Austin. Just doesn't like him.
Stone Cold Steve Austin is one of my favorite people, man. Every time, I mean, I was just in this ranch not too long ago, just talking to Steve. Not even just 2 weeks ago.
Wait. This is great. This is what it says. Booker T shocked Stone Cold Steve Austin during a match after connecting a big right. Well, the Texas Rattlesnake might be the toughest SOB, but he couldn't keep his cool after the punch. As a reply, Stone Cold also threw a right hand and tried knocking Booker T out, but he failed to connect it. After that incident, this is the journalistic line right here. After that incident,
these are the journalists that I'm talking about, but go ahead.
After that incident, the two are probably not good friends. Probably not.
Let me tell you something. Steve Austin, he'll tell you any day of the week, the hardest shot he ever took was from me. He'll tell you that.
We talked about it. Yeah.
He'll tell you that. He'll tell anybody that talked to him, I take that moniker. Damn it. You know what I mean? But it was just part of the game. Go ahead.
We got a couple more. Number 4, Booker T loves Bret the Hitman Hart.
Man, Bret, we cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Number 3, Booker T does not love William Regal.
Man, I just was with William just last week, man. Me and William Regal, we boys. You know, we old school too. We went through the trenches together. And William, he'll tell you the first time we met, we locked eyes, man, and it was like we wanted to fight. You know, coming out of he was coming out, and I think we were going in of Main Event Gym, Sting and Lex Luger's gym in Atlanta, Georgia. And I remember vividly, man, and I was like a pit bull. I want to rip him like a rag doll. I don't even know why. But today, as the elder statesmen, me and William Regal, we are the best of friends. Okay, the best of friends.
Well, we have 2 more on the list. You want to know who they are? Number 2, Booker T loves Bill Goldberg.
Yeah, Goldberg, we boys. We've been boys since day one in WCW, and it's always been that way. Yeah.
All right, number 1, Booker T does not love.
I already know this one, but go ahead.
Dave Bautista.
Nah, man, come on. And Batista, if I saw Batista today, I would give him a hug and tell him how great he's doing in Hollywood. He's knocking it out.
He's doing a great job.
He's freaking killing it. And the thing is, that's what these internet journalists think. They think that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know what Dave Bautista would say about me today, but I don't think Dave Bautista would, say anything negative, because I don't think anybody has really talked about what happened between Dave and I more than people out there. Dave and I, we haven't talked about it a whole lot. It was an incident that happened between 2 men. And if you're a man, you know something about that. If you're a man that's got testosterone running through your body and you're in a testosterone-driven business, you might get in a fight with somebody. Don't mean you hate them. Don't mean you don't like them. It was an incident that happened. Man, I got the shirt on right now.
Look at that.
Me and Eddie Guerrero. We almost got into a fight one day in the locker room, man. And Chavo was freaking circling like he wanted to, do something, you know what I mean? I can't even remember what the fight was about, you know what I mean? But I know we wanted to fight for a minute. And then, Eddie and Booker T, wrestling, WrestleMania goes to Hollywood. Man, we're the best. Eddie and I was with Eddie literally a couple of days, maybe a day before he passed away, man. You know what I mean? So when I hear stuff like that, man, people they don't know. They just don't know. But I appreciate that list, man. It's a hell of a list, man. But most of those guys are pretty close to. Stick around, guys. We gotta take a break. If you're in the Hall of Fame, we'll be back in a minute.
You're listening to the Hall of Fame. Here's Booker T and Brad Gilmore.
Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. We got these super chats, man. We got a super chat.
We do. I'm still trying to research why you and Sting have beef. I can't figure this one out yet.
You know what? I think the the beef with Sting is going to be when I left WCW and went to WWE, right. And Sting said that was the reason why he didn't go to the WWE because of the way they treated me, and because of the Rock promo and whatnot. And me personally, like I say, wrestling has always been wrestling to me. Has always been entertainment. It's never been nothing more than a job. So I looked at it a little bit different than Sting did, and I said, man, if that's the reason, Sting didn't come over, man. I feel like Sting missed, he missed a boat. He missed a lot of money. You know what I mean? He missed the prime time, of his career too, of actually doing that, but. I don't think you're going to hear one time where Sting is doing an interview or I'm doing an interview and I'm going at it, in a negative way about Sting ever. You're not going to hear that. So I don't know where they found that at, but that's just the way people are, man. They're just so negative, and they want me to why you want me to hate somebody?
It's you who doesn't love them.
I mean, that a lot of times they speak that they're actually, that's their feelings, and that's the way they really feel, and they want to use me to actually, be able to, display it. But don't make me hate no one. I don't want you've never heard me one time on this show or anywhere say I hate Steve. That's stupid. It's childish talk. That's like little bitty kids, talking, you know what I mean? So people like that, man, they need to get lives. They need to get a girlfriend. You know what I mean? Go somewhere and have a party. You know what I'm saying? Instead of writing this crap, like who Booker T hates, because you're not going to find anywhere, of me saying the words, I hate anyone. That's not going to happen. No one. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. And you know what?
That's not my nature. Yeah.
Can I ask something? And you don't have to say who it was. Was the number one on the list who you thought it was going to be? Because I don't think it was.
I thought it was going to be CM Punk.
Yeah, me too.
I thought people was going to say Booker hates CM Punk, number one. And I'm like, I don't hate CM Punk. You know what I mean? It's like, thing is, these days, man, you can't even have a difference of opinion without people saying something like that.
Right. Yeah.
Just because I have a difference of opinion, it's not like the Republicans and Democrats where they really hate each other.
But even then, it shouldn't be hate, right?
It should be. That's what I'm saying. It should be. Yeah. It should be. You can agree to disagree on certain things. Just because, you might like something, I might not like it as much, don't mean that, oh, man, you're a hater. No, that's not what it means. And people are, like I say, with the social media world today, I think people need to just chill out and just like ease back a little bit because they're so negative. Everything is negative. They're being negative. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. You got it.
I got it. Trust me, I got it. Yeah, it is just really weird. That's just such a weird article to write. And I'm not going to give this site any publicity or even the author of the site, but I read up on the guy who wrote it. And this guy has a bachelor's degree in English.
Wow.
You would think that you do a little bit more research, man.
Wow, it's just great. No, but not research. It's no way you can do research on that.
Yeah,
because there's no way you can know how I feel about someone. There's no way you can research that. That's just a made-up, fabricated story, and that's the sad part about these guys that people are sometimes actually listening to on a regular basis for their news and information.
Right, and this is where they get it. This is where they get it. And again, let's not cast aspersions and say that there aren't good ones out there, but the bad,
like us, we're good ones. We're gonna tell it to you straight. We ain't gonna lie to you. We ain't gonna try to make up something to try to sugarcoat it to make it sound better than it actually is. I said, damn it, They won't see me nowhere near that 20 by 20 at WrestleMania unless they throw me on the commentary for a match. And then how you just what'd you say they said? What
It was Booker T on whether he would want to wrestle at WWE WrestleMania 39.
do those stories sound anything remotely alike?
No, not at all.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm gonna tell you straight. These old bones, man. I'm telling you right now. I ran into JC Jane and Gigi last week, and they were talking about my appearance at the Rumble, and I was like, man, these old bones barely made it. I'm serious. I have no time to go out and try to act like, man, I still got the stuff, man. I can still, man, put me in the game right now. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell you straight. It's a young man's game. I think I said that too. I think I made sure I emphasized that game is a young man's game. We talked about, me thinking about taking a chop from Gunther all the way up to I had time I had to walk out. By the time I had to walk out, I said, "No, that might not be a good idea."
We're gonna scratch that.
We're gonna scratch that. Just throw me out. You know what I'm saying? But so
boy, I would have paid to see you take one of those chops.
My heart probably would have stopped. They talking about no touch list. You damn right. I'm not taking that chop. So no, man. So I get it. I get it more so than most. And I just want you young people to understand, you know what I mean, that you're gonna get to my point at some point, hopefully in your life. Okay. And that's 57. I'll be 58 March 1st coming up. In just a few weeks. And if you make it to this level right here, man, looking this good, I'm gonna tell you, you better give yourself, you better be like Barry Horowitz, giving yourself a pat on the back. Because it's hard, man. It's hard, bro. And my thing is this: I'm staying relevant through young people. That's what I do, man. I work with a bunch of young people, like my man Brad Gilmore, like my right hand Kevin Bernhardt, and the host of young people at Reality of Wrestling to keep me motivated. So I know what the end game. I know what the end game is all about. So hopefully you will too one day.
Let me ask. I don't mean to put you on the spot, and I don't mean to create any articles more than we already have. Have you thought about, because, over the last couple of years, you've done a few matches at Reality Wrestling. This was your first match in WWE since 2012? 2012?
Yeah.
11 years, something like that. 12 years since you came back to the company. Got a hell of a reaction. Great moment. Everyone's got to remember when they talk about the 2023 Royal Rumble. Oh, man, that's when Booker T came back out. Has the thought crossed your mind of like, hey, maybe that's it? Maybe that's the last time I'm in the ring altogether?
Yeah. No, I'm gonna tell you right now. I think that's the last time people are gonna see me in the ring all together. In Reality of Wrestling, I'm gonna work with my students. But as far as putting my boots on again, that was the last time.
Wow. Yeah. Well, when you think about it, like it was just a great way to do it, right?
Yeah.
Like
it's
50,000
it's kind of sad too,
Yeah.
I'm kind of choked up about it a little bit. Wish you wouldn't have asked that question.
Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like to get off of you, but you remember like when Taker did the WrestleMania 30, what was it, 6? Whatever the pandemic, that was the pandemic one. And he had the Boneyard match. There was something about it that was just like, oh man, that felt good. Like that was a cool moment.
Yeah.
Right. And I remember saying on this show, like, I would love to see the Undertaker wrestle again, but if he calls it a day there, that was the perfect exit.
Yeah.
Like when Peyton Manning won the Super Bowl, like he said, that's it. I hit the top. It's over. You know what I mean? And like Tom Brady, people are selling the sand that Tom Brady was standing on when he retired the second time for like 15 grand. But here's the thing. Tom Brady didn't have a good exit, in my opinion.
Well, I said it was going to be that way, but that's another story. Yeah, but yeah, man. I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of sad, But it was great. It was a great exit, for me. I don't think it could have been better than that, But it just, putting the old boots up, it's kind of, it's kind of hard,
Well, you like you say though, you're never really retired.
Nah, man. I think that's it. I really do. I think my last time putting the boots on and get back in the ring from that level. It's the last time I think I really want to do it too, at that level. I don't think it could get better than that, seriously. So I want to thank all the fans for that moment. Seriously. We gotta take a break. Stick around, guys. You're in the Hall of Fame.
Every time I come here, I just have so much fun. I go home and we just can't stop talking about it till we come back.
The whole roster, top to bottom, star-studded guys.
We drove 12 hours from Atlanta just to come see it. One Mr. for the World. It's one of the premier independent wrestling promotions across America.
It's a well-oiled machine, and there's a lot of good talent, which is very rare on in these shows to see so much talent on one show.
The organization that he has right now, I think and truly believe that it's one of the best organizations out there.
Brian Keith is 15 feet in the air! Brian Keith from up top!
A lot of fun, a lot of good athletes, good wrestlers, good family fun.
I've been around with a lot of the other independent groups, but this to me is a very, very top and first-class operation.
Reality of wrestling, one word, heart. And that's what Booker T is bringing to Houston. It's already special.
He's created opportunity, and he's creating great talent, as you guys well know.
Can't make it happen without these young people, without the fans coming out and supporting this thing. This is the flagship of Texas wrestling. This is the beginning of something big. It ain't gonna stop.
It's the best damn promotion in the country right now. The best independent promotion in the country. The best talent, the best coach and teacher that there ever was. And this is where it's at right here in the reality of wrestling. Believe that.
Oh my goodness! A Davidson driver!
It's very professional. It's a very good production. Booker's doing it right. I really enjoyed being a part of it.
Oh, what a rush!
The future of wrestling is reality of wrestling. That's the reality of the situation.
I'm Roddy Piper, and you're watching Reality of Wrestling. Be there, be square, baby. Can you dig it, sucker?
You're listening to the Hall of Fame. Here's Booker T and Brad Gilmore.
Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, y'all. Super chats, man. Super chats. Let's roll with them.
We're going to get to them real quick. I want to plug Reality Wrestling's YouTube page. If you're not already subscribed to the YouTube, please do so. The YouTube is what it keeps the machine rolling at all times. And we're trying to get to that 700,000 mark. And you know what? Speaking of Booker T Wrestling, you can actually see the tag match, the Heat versus Fly Death for the Reality Wrestling Tag Team Championships is now live on the YouTube channel. It's live on the YouTube channel as of last night. So people can see it right now. Right now, you can go to
Spin it up, y'all. Spin it up.
But let's go to our first super chat of the day. And it is from, let me scroll all the way back to the top of the page. First off, let's give a shout out to Master Oken, who subscribed to the YouTube and became a channel member. So I appreciate that. So
appreciate you.
So Master, you're going to get all the exclusive content before everybody else, all the reality wrestling pay-per-views and live streams.
Pass the word, dog. Pass the word.
And one of our longest members, Callie Toenail here, with the first super chat of the day. Rumor has it Corbin and JBL are splitting. You think that's good? Seems like they haven't even got started yet. Why bring in JBL to go nowhere? I haven't read this rumor. I don't like it, though.
I haven't read that rumor either, but I'm sure this is cutting into John's golf time.
Does he still live in Bermuda?
No, I think he moved to New York right now. I think. I'm not sure, but I could be correct on that. But no, I'm sure this cutting into his golf time. But I don't know. I don't know whether Corbin and JBL thing has been going as of late. I've seen a little bit of it, but it's kind of, I don't know. It's kind of hard to recreate JBL. I think that's what they're trying to do. It's kind of hard to see somebody else play that role just because John was he was different. Yeah, I mean, you look at JBL and you go, he wasn't a guy that did a whole lot in the ring, but just beat you up, But he looked like he had money. He looked like that guy from Texas that you just knew was just, swimming in Texas tears, black gold. You know what I mean? You know,
Jed Clampett. Did his kinfolk tell him to move away from there, Book? Is that what happened?
That sounded good, though, didn't it?
No, it took me a half second. I'm like, where's that from again? I've heard that before. I was like, did he do that in a promo? No, wait a minute. It's a Beverly Hillbillies.
We'll do it on the NXT tomorrow.
If you say black gold Texas tea,
trust me, Texas tears.
Texas tears.
Black gold. All that is.
You're crazy, man.
Bro, stuff like that works. It got you, didn't it?
It did get me. No, I've been saying hot like that Cholula Green all week since we talked last week.
Cholula Green, man. No, I'm serious, man. So, no, JBL, that's what JBL was, man. Texas tears. Black gold, man. He made you feel like he had all that, man. That's the difference.
I've never heard him say it, but I wonder if his character was patterned at all like after J.R. Ewing.
That's it, bro. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. It made
all the way down in Texas. You know what I mean? That's exactly what that felt like, bro. So it's different, you know what I mean? And I just think it's really hard to recreate what that guy did back then, I don't think it could ever be done again.
And Baron could do a great character, but not a character like that.
Well, it's just hard to switch into a character like that.
Yeah.
John came in like that.
Well, isn't that kind of who he, like, obviously it's played up in the obnoxious heel side of it's probably played up, but like it kind of felt authentic. Like he's a big, loud Texan.
And he's a guy that could tell you everything about money.
Right.
He's
like a financial expert.
He's a financial expert. I'm serious. He's the real deal. That's why I say it's hard for someone to recreate what that guy did and talk the way he did. I tell you right now, I give JBL, I should have been giving him a part of my check when I was King Booker because he made me and my wife Charmel sound like we was straight out of Camelot, bro.
Yeah, he was great.
Straight out of Babylon. It was unbelievable what he did for me and my character at that time. So he's just a smart dude. That's all it is. First one to kiss the ring. First one.
First one, JBL. I will say, and I know when you do these kind of pair-ups, it's meant to kind of give the younger talent the rub. But they had a segment on Raw 30 where JBL and Corbin are trying to get into the poker game. And, of course, the poker game, the doorman is the Godfather. And the guy running the poker game is Ron Simmons. And they got the door with just the frame and the door, nothing around it, no walls. And, it's the four of them sitting in the shot. And, of course, three of them are legends, and they've made their names for years. But it did kind of feel like Corbin shouldn't have been there. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I like Baron Corbin a lot. I'm probably one of the few people who have always championed him, yourself included. But it didn't feel right. It felt like it was them trying to make him too much. Does that make sense to you?
I totally understand what you mean. Like I say, I'm a huge fan of Corbin. But I just feel like trying to recreate JBL is just hard to do. And that's what people think when they see JBL with Baron Corbin, especially coming up in the big Cadillac.
Yeah,
I mean, come on, you and John literally, like I say, he was one of a kind playing that role. It's just hard for someone to step into that spot and make something of that. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, and you're right, man. And to me, And Barron is at one of the few guys on the roster who he can get legit, like, I don't want to see you heat in the best way possible with some of the fans. But JBL, man, I'll tell you what, when he was world champion,
it's like just the way I kind of like equated, JBL's like in-ring style too. It's just like you ever seen Daredevil?
Of course.
And and he can beat up everybody, right? And then the Kingpin, he don't do no moves, but he gonna you can't stop him. You know what I mean?
No, you're gonna feel it too.
He's gonna feel it. He's gonna beat you. That's the way JBL was. He was kind of like the Kingpin who, you can fly around, you can do all your stuff, but sooner or later I'm gonna catch you. You know what I mean? Him and Rey Mysterio, him and Eddie Guerrero. It was some real stories. You know what I mean? This this guy with all this money, but the guy that's got all this money who can defend himself, who can actually fight. It's just a great freaking story. So you got to be a certain type to play that. Yeah, seriously.
Let me ask, did you ever, I'm sure you did. I'd be shocked if you didn't. Did you ever catch the clothesline from hell?
You know what? I don't remember.
I was going to ask how it felt because it looked like it hurt.
I don't remember catching it.
I wonder if you did. I'll look it up because he threw a hell of a clothesline, man. It looked like it sucked.
No, I mean, me and John, we was always like on the same side sometimes, most of the times. We was always, like not together as a team or anything, but we were all like on the heel side, always like on that side together. I don't know. I don't remember taking it. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. I'm not seeing one, but it could have happened. There's a compilation of 40 clotheslines.
I normally would remember something like that. And I don't remember taking that clothesline because I would have got pinned. I don't remember. Wait a minute. I do remember working John for the title. Can't remember what happened for the finish though.
Oh, I'm actually looking at the finish right now. It looks like somebody got interfered. You had the babyface had the visual win. Ref bump. Somebody's out there. I don't know who that is. Oh, or I think that's Orlando Jordan.
Yeah.
Orlando Jordan takes a little bump of Ruski, and then JBL, I think he's about to hit you with the title. Is it the title?
Yeah. That's what it was. I don't think I ever took the clothesline from hell. Yeah.
I never hit you with the title.
I never took the diamond cutter or the Goldberg spear, jackhammer, none of that stuff. So.
Oh wow! Yeah. You took a hell of a stunner though.
Yeah, I took a stunner. Yeah. But I was pretty much on the no touch list as far as taking guys' finishes.
Let me ask you this: Did you take F5?
Yeah. Wait a minute.
I think you may have.
I think I did take an F5, but I don't think I lost a match. I think it was something that happened with me and Goldberg. me and Brock. Yeah, that was when Brock was young too. I can't remember what happened to that match. I only worked Brock that one time too. So I was on the no touch list even with Brock Lesnar.
What is the no touch list?
I don't know. You know what? I was kind of like protected.
I hear you.
I was protected, pretty much throughout my career, where I didn't have to go out and just take guys' finishes and whatnot. I don't know why, I was pretty much like that throughout my career. And it's a good thing. Stick around, guys. You're in the Hall of Fame. You might get 2 rings. We'll be back in a minute. Boom! Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, guys. We're getting through the show very quick, man. We got any more super chatters?
We do. This is from Big Daddy 13161. Do you sell backstage passes to reality wrestling shows? I'd love to shake the hand of the GOAT and the boat. Do it. I do it for you.
You know, that's a really, really good question right there. You know, now we don't sell backstage passes at reality wrestling. It's just not something I just never thought that was appropriate. When I worked for TNA, and that would happen, and I always used to feel, you know, a certain way when the fans would come backstage. Even when TNA back in the day, at the end of the night, they used to have a wrestler in the middle of the ring, you know, taking, you know, photographs with people, you know, for $20 a pop. You know, I used to get so ticked off, you know. Well, I only had to do it like once, you know, because I took a 50% of the money. He said, we do not let him do it ever again.
That black gold. It's that black gold.
Texas tears. You know what I'm saying? And I swear to God, you know what I mean? No, it's almost one of those things where with the fans, for me, it always has to be a moment for the fans. And when the fans see me come out that curtain for the first time, they got to have a certain adrenaline. They got to have goosebumps. They go, oh my goodness, this is it. You know, but if they're hanging out backstage and they get a chance to do that, it becomes something totally different. You might get a stalk on your hands. You know what I mean? So now you got to be able to separate those two entities as far as I'm concerned.
I love it. Elijah Vin says, what do you think about Eric Bischoff? Something about Dave Meltzer think is funny. I'm not exactly sure. Some with Eric Bischoff and Dave Meltzer. Elijah, let us know exactly what you're talking about.
I know Eric Bischoff and, you know, Dave Meltzer are not the best of friends or anything like that. I don't think Bischoff thinks too highly of, you know, the journalism of, you know, Dave Meltzer and the Wrestling Observer. And after this, Brian Alvarez, you know, the fiasco, you know, whatever.
F them. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. Here's another one. Jason, but Elijah, let us know exactly what you're talking about. We'll comment on it. I don't know what you're saying exactly. Jason Cameron Maroney says, it's about the paper, baby.
It's about that paper. You got to get that an octave up. It's about that paper, baby. You got to get up there with it, dog. When you get up there with it, you talking. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
There you go. Booger hit that Mariah Carey right there. Like, he hit that. I had to check and make sure my windows were still intact. You know what I'm saying? He's sipping on some of that black gold. He says, WWE has been so hot, I forgot other promotions existed. Can we mention Great Muda's and Mercedes Moné upcoming matches? Yeah, I know Great Muda. I think he's about to retire. I think he's going to work Sting, right?
I think he just finished working Sting. I think he just had that match, and I think he said that he tore both of his hamstrings in that match. Yeah.
Muda?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. He either pulled both of them or tore both of them. I was reading something about that. Yeah.
I'll look it up. But what do you think? And Mercedes, I think is she's going to be working.
And I was reading also that was Sting said that was his last match in Japan as well. You know, Mercedes Moné. I don't know what's been going on with Moné.
I know they're going to be working soon. Her and Kyrie.
Yeah, they haven't had that match yet. So,
no.
You know, since the debut of Moné in Japan, I'm waiting to see it, man. I'm waiting to see exactly what's going on. You know, people don't understand that. You know, they don't look at a whole lot of WWE TV over there. You know, they ain't like, you know, like the fans over here rabid about, you know, what's going on, you know, over there and whatnot. So Moné, she's gonna have to build it over there, man. She's gonna have to go out and, you know, do something that make people talk about more than Mercedes Moné made her debut and she botched her finisher. Okay? Because that's the only thing people want to look for. They want to look for the negative in what Monet is doing. So Monet is gonna, she's under the spotlight like everybody else. Everybody's looking at her, and a lot of people are not going to report on anything that she did good or how good she looked when she made that walk or anything like that. Only thing they want to talk about is the botch. Okay, so if I could give Monet some advice, just go out there and make sure everything's tight and everything is right in the middle of that square circle and do it like you always have done it before. That's the best advice I can give to Monet, because that Japanese crowd, man, they're different.
This is from Jason again, who says, prayers for Turkey and Syria. Appreciate you too. Appreciate you, Jason. And yeah, man, terrible earthquake hitting that part of the world. My father-in-law has a villa out there in Turkey that he spends half the year at. So thankfully he wasn't there at the time, but so many families are affected, and man, it just looked awful.
Yeah, man. That's
awful.
Sad, yeah.
Super sad. Prayers up. Kylie Toenail, again, my son looking at y'all background wants to know what's the difference between the YouTube plaques on y'all wall or the Shoop shirts on Jimmy Hoffa's truck. Kylie Toenail with the best super chat of the night.
That's wrong, man. That's just wrong, man. Shoop shirts coming, man. I don't even want to get off into it right now, though. I don't even want to get off into the Shoop shirts. But what the other part? What the other part? What about the backgrounds? Hey, man. Yeah. Our plaques are,
they're the same thing.
They're dual plaques.
They're the same thing.
They're dual plaques. Okay, you can get you one too, Callie. Not talking like that though. Okay.
No.
You're not gonna even get a free T-shirt talking like that. Even when I do get them. Okay.
Yo, that being a Hoffa's truck is pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
I like that one. That was good.
Let's see. Ezekiel Miller. I think we have time for one more before we go to break.
Yeah.
How was backstage at the Rumble? Was it different?
You know what? I didn't really get a chance to spend a whole lot of time backstage at the Rumble. I was in I drove my Winnebago. So I was in my Winnebago pretty much all the way up until I had to go do the kickoff show. And then when I went to go do the kickoff show, when I came in, I think I had to, excuse me, back that up. I had to come in and figure out a couple of logistics. Let's just say that. And then I did the kickoff show and I found out the Rumble was first. And then, of course I got the call and then everything changed. And then I had to, run to the TV locker room, boom, get dressed real quick, try to get a quick little warm up, figure out, what now when we coming out and when we get ready to do this, so yeah. It was, I didn't spend a whole lot of time at the Rumble backstage, but I can tell you this, it was electric, man. It was an electric night. Just sitting out doing the kickoff show outside with the fans. Man, the fans was so the energy was like one of those college football games or something, so hey man, yeah. That energy right there never goes away.
Never ever.
Yep.
Ezekiel Miller has another one here, and then I think we got to take a break. Recently seen a pic of you and Ali. How was that meet?
Man, that was the utmost awesome day of my life. I had a chance to do a autograph signing, and those were Topps trading cards, and I had a trading card back in the day in WCW, and I remember Ross Foreman. He was my liaison that day, and the only reason I really did that Topps signing was because I knew Muhammad Ali was going to be there, and when I got to the signing, Muhammad Ali, he was a little tired, so they had taken him away and they'd taken him to his hotel room, and man, I was bummed out. And they saw how bummed out I was over it. And Ross Foreman, he talked to, Ali's PR people, and Muhammad Ali invited me to his hotel room. And I got a chance to spend about 45 minutes with Muhammad Ali inside of his hotel room and talk to him. And it was like, wow, like, being with God, literally, from my perspective, because I've only wanted to meet two people in my life, and it was Muhammad Ali and Sammy Davis Jr. Those are the only two people I ever wanted to meet in my life. And I got a chance to meet with the champ. And what's crazy is he knew who I was, which was really, really cool. So you just never know, what can happen in life. Dreams do come true. Stick around, guys. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute.
Yes, and it feels good to be back. For y'all that don't really know, this is exactly where the Usos started at, right here. Please keep showing love to Booker T, to the reality of wrestling. Those guys in the back, they bust their ass every month to get where they want, where me and Usos is at right now. They're doing it for you guys. Show love the whole ROW family. I'm telling you right now, these guys are the future back here. We started, the Usos was born right here. Right here. So, hey, support the ROW movement. When we say Usos, y'all say, oh, ooh.
Can you dig it, sucker?
You're listening to the Hall of Fame. Here's Booker T and Brad Gilmore.
Shoop! Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. That's right. But yeah, man, we're getting ready to wrap this thing here up. Anyway, we got more super chats before we move on.
Yes. This is from Elijah Vin again. I think he's trying to clarify the Bischoff and Dave Meltzer thing that we were talking about in the last segment. It says it was something about Eric didn't like about when Dave said something IDK. It was on his channel. All right, man. Well, we'll have to go do some independent research. I haven't seen this.
I saw it. I saw something about this. I think I know
see it.
No. I think I know exactly what he's talking about. Dave Meltzer did a story on something, and the story was totally, I wouldn't say bogus, but bogus. And he had to retract it. Eric Bischoff ended up calling him out on it, and whatnot. So, I get it. I totally understand, why Eric Bischoff would be, upset, just like me being upset, when people quote me and not quote me, misquote me, just to get a click. When I say you could just write it the way I said it, and I think you still get the click. You know what I mean? It's just that simple. But that's just people being negative, and you being negative, right along with them, Brad.
Yeah, I'm seeing what's going on. So Dave had a story about about Mark Briscoe and not allowing him to work on the AEW show, right? And Dave put this out, and then I guess the next day AEW announced that Mark Briscoe was going to work on the AEW Dynamite show. And so Dave said it wasn't incorrect at the time, as noted by the situation just changing today. And if you listened, I said the situation could change. Imagine trying to use this as a gotcha rather than be happy that the decision was changed. Then Eric Bischoff says, but did you bother to get confirmation from both WB execs and AEW? If you did, then things do happen fast, and it's possible there was a 180-degree turn of events overnight. If you didn't and went with the story, well, hashtag useful idiot. So I guess they had some sort of discourse about this. Now, Bischoff, of course, has always been not the biggest fan of Dave Meltzer. as are a lot of people who are kind of more in the know about things. I'm sure Eric Bischoff had to read so many articles from the Wrestling Observer when he was running WCW that he knew was false, right?
Yeah,
And I'm sure it ran him ragged, right? I mean, I remember a conversation I had with Bruce Pritchard when he was with Reality Wrestling. We would talk about Dave from time to time because Bruce is very, very open to talk about Dave Meltzer and his disdain for him. And I mean, he would tell me a lot of the stuff that wasn't accurate that Dave said that he had firsthand knowledge of. So I said this to you earlier. This is what Dave and guys like him do. And Dave has started a trend where so many people do it, right? Where like Brian Alvarez, we were talking about in the last show, you put something out, and if it happens to be right, well, guess what? You're the genius journalist that you proclaim to be. But if you put something out and then it turns out to be wrong, you say, oh, plans change. It's kind of like a weatherman. When the weatherman says it's going to rain and it doesn't rain, he can just say, oh, well, the forecast for tomorrow might show some rain. But you know what? A low system could come in and change it. You never know with the weather. It's unpredictable. And Dave's the same way. It's like, oh, well, plans changed. Plans changed. And,
oh, you know what? I'm not going to put those
Don't
two.
do it.
I'm not going to put those two in the same category. Weatherman, well above those two guys as journalists. I'm telling you that right there. Okay.
True.
Okay,
You see my analogy.
I can't do that. I'm serious. No. I'm serious. You got to get a weatherman a little bit more respect than that. Okay, I'm serious. Because he's dealing with a whole lot of different variables. As far as God. Okay.
As far as God.
No, I'm serious. He dealing with, some independent story. So I'm serious. The weatherman say, lock up. The tornadoes coming. You better listen. You know what I mean?
True.
Whether it come through or not. Because I had it right here in my house, when they say, man, it's coming, and it don't come, you know what I mean? And then sometimes they said it's coming, and brother, it comes big time, So,
it's there. Yeah. We have another super chat here from, excuse me, where was this? We have another super chat. I'm trying to find it here. Here we go. Ezekiel Miller says, bet you were home before the Rumble was over. Ha ha ha.
No, I wasn't, man. I got a chance to, hang out for a minute, but I wasn't there too long. You know what I mean? I didn't stick around and watch, the whole thing. But like I said, man, my body was sore, bro. My body was down that adrenaline dump. You know what I mean? Just the rush, that walk to the ring. Good God, man! It was like being depressurizing, an airplane. Everything felt like it was closing in on me. It was unbelievable. That drug, man, is so addictive. I'm serious. You know what I mean? So I was tired, man, after just my little piece in the Rumble. I told the guys, I say, nah, it's just an appearance. My appearance in the Rumble, it was like one of those high dollar Super Bowl commercials, man, where it was entertaining for about 1 minute. You know what I mean? And, get up out of here, man. So yeah, they should have put one of those gimmicks up there where you could have scanned it. That's how long I was there.
Sell it as an NFT.
Exactly.
Eric Lamar says, would you like to see Jim Cornette back in WWE? And also thoughts on these NXT stars, Dragunov, Dijak, Von Wagner, and Charlie Dempsey.
I'm not going to even, get off into whether Jim Cornette. Who said Jim Cornette was coming back to NXT? Who said that?
I haven't seen that anymore.
Somebody say that?
I don't think so.
Did Jim Cornette come back to NXT? I'm not going to comment on that question right there. But as far as NXT stars like Dragunov, Dijak, Wagner, Dempsey, man, I like all those guys, especially that kid Dragunov, man. He is so talented. Everything he does in the middle of that ring is, poetry in motion. Last time he was here, I think he's been having some visa issues trying to get back. But I said Dragunov is going to He's going to play his greatest symphony tonight. It was beautiful, you know. So yeah, man, I can't wait to get back over here. Seriously.
We'll see. If you have any more super chats, guys, send them in before we wrap up the show. Book, I know this isn't wrestling related, but I do have to ask you because we talked about it just for a second earlier today. NBA star Kyrie Irving is coming to Dallas as a part of the Mavericks and a big trade that included Spencer Dinwiddie, who was traded to the Nets, who was originally on the Nets, who was then traded away for James Harden, and then now he finds himself back on the Nets. But Kyrie asked for the trade, got the trade, and now is the 1-2 punch with Luka Doncic in Dallas. What do you think about Kyrie's decision to demand a trade right before the deadline?
I don't know, man. Kyrie is a very polarizing figure. He's definitely walks to the beat of his own drum. You know, can't pretty much tell him God has got all that kind of money, a whole lot of what to do, right?
Right.
What can you tell a guy that's got all the money, you know, that enough money he ain't gonna be around long enough to spend it on? What can you tell a guy like that? You can't tell him a whole lot. You know what I mean? So him making a move and going to Dallas, it might be a good move, man. We better hope another pandemic or nothing don't break out where he got to get a vaccine or take any kind of shots, or where he just have to be the team guy. You know what I mean? Where, you know, this guy's had turmoil everywhere he's gone. He's literally one of the greatest players that we have ever seen. He's won championships. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So no doubt his greatness. You know what I mean? But it's a saying, man. You can be great at what you do, and if people don't like you, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter, you know what I mean? But you could just be good at what you do, and if people like you, you know, things are roses, you know what I mean? And I think that's the umbrella that Kyrie falls under.
Yeah, that's a saying that I think that you started, right? Isn't that your saying?
That is my saying.
It's a great saying, and I've used it a lot. Now, I agree with you. I think that Kyrie is one of the most dynamic point guards that we've ever seen in the position. I think that he's a surefire one day. He's going to find himself inside the Hall of Fame, maybe even on this show. Who knows? He's an NBA champion, but it always seems as though he is not the biggest team player. He and LeBron could have stuck together in Cleveland. They could have stayed together for another year. They probably would have won another championship. Braun found himself back in the finals the next year. But Kyrie said, I want my own team. They sent him off to Boston. The Boston fans and they don't see eye to eye. He doesn't like the team. He wants to go somewhere else. Where does he go? He goes to Brooklyn. Brooklyn, the first year he was there, right? But then the second year when KD shows up, all of a sudden, well, you know, something's amiss. You know, I got this injury. I got to sit out for this reason. Oh, the vaccine. Nope, not coming. Only going to play home games. Or I can't play home games, only road games. And it didn't ever seem like he committed to the team, and then made the decision to get up out of there after he and KD, they didn't even finish out the season.
Yeah.
Right? Didn't finish out the season. I think that as great as he is, but I am not doubting his ability on the basketball court. He's one of the top scorers in the league right now. One of the greatest of all time. As far as a scoring, with that ball in his hand as a weapon. However, I think he's probably going to go down as one of the worst teammates in NBA history.
No doubt. Seriously, you know, they say James Harden trying to get back to Houston too. You know what I mean? Hopefully, you know, if he did come back, you know, team could be a little bit better than we are right now.
Could be.
No, as well as a little bit more entertaining, and people can, you know, come down and, you know, support your team. One thing about Houston, man, if you ain't winning, man, people ain't showing up.
No.
I mean, the arena's empty. You know what I mean? So hopefully, if he does come back, he could, you know, bring some excitement with him. But I don't know about these NBA players, man. Like I said, they're making too much money for me to even think about it. It's another story out of my pay window. Yeah, seriously.
Last thing, we got to get your quick reaction because we're about to leave. Conor McGregor, Michael Chandler. It's going to happen. We don't know exactly all the details. We don't know when. Conor's not in USADA. But let's just say it's at 155. Let's say it's in 6-8 months. Who wins that fight?
Man, I go Michael Chandler. You know what I mean? Just because I feel like Conor McGregor's window has closed. They're looking to throw him a bone with Michael Chandler, thinking Michael Chandler might be a little burnt out after, his last few fights inside the UFC, which I can totally understand what their thinking is, but I really feel like the leg injury, the beat downs from Poirier, it's done something to Conor McGregor that he'll never ever be able to get it back. It's like me trying to recreate, the spinneroonie, like I did it back in the. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. You know what I mean? And that's what Conor McGregor is. I think. Conor McGregor of old, those days are over.
I agree with you. He lost to Justin Gaethje, Charles Oliveira, and Dustin Poirier. He being Michael Chandler. I don't think he loses to a Conor McGregor though. I just don't.
Just my opinion. I could be wrong.
We'll see, BT. But I think that does it.
That's it, man. We got to get up out of here. I got to get ready to get on the road, dog. NXT going down tomorrow night. Make sure you guys check it out. It's going to be good, man. Got some major matches, as well as might be a couple of spoilers as well. So, hey guys, appreciate you stepping inside the Hall of Fame, getting your champagne wishes, caviar dream. Bradley, as always, man, bringing it to you always from ESPN 97.5, 92.5. And right now, peace. We out.